Okay, I will walk you over the SAP Data Modeling assignment. Okay, in this assignment, what we would do is we would create info objects, key figures, and characteristics. And I have explained info object and info providers, key figures and characteristics, info cubes and data sources in another video clip. So please listen to those object definitions, object descriptions before you work on this assignment. Then the concepts would be clear before you actually work on it. Okay. In this assignment, we will create 2 key figures and 2 characteristics. Now, first, we have to get into the SAP login. So I click on SAP login. I log on to Belfast. Once I log on to Belfast, I will use the command RSA1. Okay, and I'll click enter, and it would take me to the data warehouse workbench modeling. Now, I would like you to know that this is very important. Do not go to a wrong info provider. Okay, you have to go to the right place. See, this is the info provider which stores the data. Okay, so we have to be in the right place. So make sure that you are under Global Bike Incorporation BI curriculum. Then you are under University Alliance BI curriculum, UA BI curriculum. You will see a lot of different Lamar folders here. Okay, like Lamar University Summer, Lamar University Fall 09, Lamar University Spring 10. Do not get into any of these. Okay, be careful here. You have to get into Lamar 2012. This is the info provider within which you have to get into. Okay, all of you with me? Make sure that you do not get into anywhere else. You have to get into info provider. This is the path. Info provider, then Global Bike, within that UA BI curriculum, within that Lamar 2012. Now click on that. You will see that there is an info provider created for each of your login ID. Okay, I am using LU001, so I should be here. I am using LU001, so I should be here. If you are LU010, you should be here. If you are LU008, you should be here. Okay. Now, what I have to first do is, I have to, in exercise 1, create and activate the info object catalogs, then create and activate 2 key figures, revenue and sales quantity. Remember, I said the key figures are generally measures, quantitative, revenue and sales quantity, and then 2 characteristics which are descriptions, material group and material. In order to create and activate an info object catalog for key figures with the technical name, what I have to do is, I have entered the data warehousing workbench. I have done that, and then I have to get into info objects. Okay, I get into info objects. Sorry about that. I get into info objects. Okay, then I got into Lamar 2012. Where is Lamar 2012? Let me check. It should be here. So info objects, then Lamar 2012, and within that I would be creating my key figures and characteristics. So mine is 001, so I come into 001, but you be careful and you go into your own login number. So after I come into that info objects, Lamar 2012, then what I have to do is, I have to create now an info object catalog. So I would come here, right click on LU001 and I will create an info object catalog. Okay, now I have to name it the way I have asked you to name. I have to enter root KNNN. Root is MU80. Okay, our root is MU80, so I put in MU80 and K is K, NNN is your login number. So if I am LU001, I will put it 001. Okay, if you are LU008, you will put in MU80K008. And then I have to include a description also, and my description is root NNN key figures. That is my description, root NNN key figures. So I get into this. Okay, I cannot paste, looks like. So I have to type root, root is MU80, okay, NNN is 001 key figures. Let me check one more time. Root NNN is together, okay, root NNN is together, so I will just MU80 001 and then I just do key figures. Okay, I did that, and I have to select, because I'm creating a select key figure, I have to select key figure and then I have to click create. Okay, so I will do key figure here and I would create. Okay, so now I'm here. After I did that, I have to activate the key figure info object catalog. Okay, so I would activate that. Activation is this button over here. I activate and it's working. So you see now the key figure has been created. Okay, now within this key figure I have to create two, which is called, so within info object I have the key figure, and now I have to create two more within key figures. One is revenue, another is sales quantity. Okay, so now here I have to create and activate revenue and sales quantity key figures, okay, using the information below. And you will see that when I have NN, instead of NNN, when I have NN, I have to use the two numbers instead of 3. So if I am 001, I would be using 01. If you are 009, you will be using 09. Okay, so I will right click on my key figure info object catalog and I will create info object. Okay, so I will come here, I will right click on key figure, I will create info object. And how would I name my key figure? I have to first let me create revenue, so I will enter root revenue NN. So I will just do root is always MU80, always MU80, root revenue NN is 01 for me. And here the description is root NN, then revenue by company. So root NN revenue, then I do by company. Okay, MU80 root and NN revenue by company. Okay, and then I click check mark to execute. So let me execute. Okay, then I have to do this additional information I have to provide. Remember that in the unit currency field I have to enter 0 currency. So unit currency field I have to enter 0, then currency. What else do I have to do? I also have to click on the additional property tabs, but I do not have to change anything. Okay, so then I just save and activate. Okay, so I just go to the additional property. I don't have to change anything. I'm just looking at it, and then I go back to type unit. I'm fine, and then I save. It's saved. See, I can see revenue, and I activate it. Okay, everything activated. Now what happens is I have to repeat the steps above to create and activate my second key figure, which is root quantity NN. So I do my second key figure. So I go to key figure, I right click, I create info object, and I do MU 80 QTY NN is 01. Okay, and then MU 8001. And what do I have to write down here in the long description? In the long description, I have to write down from the table here, root NN sales quantity by company. Okay, so root NN sales quantity, and then within parentheses by company. Okay, then I just continue. Okay, here in the quantity field, I have to write down 0 base underscore UOM. Okay, so in the quantity field, I have to underscore 0 base underscore UOM, base unit of measure. Unit currency is base unit of measure. And then what do I have to do? Anything else I have to do? Basically I have to save and activate. Then I just save and I have to activate. Now I have created both my key figures. Now what I have to do is I have to take a screenshot that my two key figures have been activated and saved. Now I have to paste it in a Word document. So I take a print screen and I save it in paste it in a Word document. Make sure that it shows the two key figures that you have created so far. Okay. So I'm done with half of the assignment. Now I've already got 10 points. I move on to create my two characteristics. So I have to now create the characteristics. So I will name them as root CNNN. So I'll go back here. I'll go to LU001. I right click, create info object catalog, and this is my C root, sorry, MU80 C001, NNN is 001. And then my name is MU80, okay, NNN characteristics. So MU80 001 and characteristics. Okay, now I make sure that the info object type is char characteristics, and then I just create. Okay, now after this what I have to do is I have to create two characteristics. Remember, before that let me see where my characteristic is, if I can see it. I need to activate, I believe. Okay, so let me activate. Yeah, now it shows my characteristics. Okay, so now I have to create two. One is material and the other is material group. Which one is the first? I believe material group is the first one, and then I have to do material. Okay, so I'll do the material group first. I will create info object. So I come here, I click on characteristic, right click, I create info object, and this is my root mgnn. So I will just name it root MU80 mg material group, nn is 01, and then I have to name it root MU80 nn, okay, then material group by company, material group by company, and I create it. Okay, now here there are some information that I have to put in. So what do I have to put in? I have created it. On the general tab, I have to specify char as the data type, length of n. I have to remove alpha from the conversion routing, and output length will be 0. So I come here, data type is char, okay, length is 9. I have to remove alpha so far. Then I believe after that, what do I have to do? I have to go to the master data text tab and make sure with master data is selected. Then in the application component I enter z root nnn, and in the info area I enter root nnn. So let me try that. Master text with master data is selected. Application component is z root nnn, and info area is root nnn. Okay, z root nnn and root nnn. Okay, and after that I have to activate. So I have done that. So after that I will activate. So you can see within characteristics your material group now. Okay, now the key figures are there, and I have now created one characteristic material group. I have to create another characteristics which is called material. Okay, so I'm done with one. Now next I have to follow the same thing with MA material NN and material root NN material byte company. So let me try that. I click on characteristic, I create info object, I name it MU80 MA01, okay, and this one would be MU80 01 material then byte company. Okay, once again I want to check root NN material byte company. Okay, root NN material byte company. I just check it. Then in the data type I have to put in character. The length is 18. Okay, I have to remove alpha, and the output length also has to be 18. See, length has to be 18 and the output length also has to be 18. If it is not activated, mine is not activated, click enter in the top left corner. Okay, so and I have to follow through. So I click enter. Here it's not activated, I need to put in 18. So I just and then you see output length is 18. So after that what I have to do is okay, in the alpha conversion routing I remove that alpha and I have to put in MAT-N1. Okay, MAT-N1. So I put in conversion routing MAT-N1. Just wanted to check. Okay, this has nothing to do with my root. I just have to put by my login ID. I have to put in MAT-N1. Okay, so I put in MAT-N1, and then master data tab I have to go. So I'll go to the master data tab. Here I have to put in the application component and the info area. Okay, other things also. enter the information as shown in table 1.4. So this is my table 1.4. So here master data for material group and master data for material, just material. So I have to put in the same thing, z root nnn and root nnn. So I will put in z root nnn and root nnn mu80 001. Okay, now I have to go to the attribute. In the attribute I have to put in several things. What do I have to do? I have to put in okay, I have to enter the attributes now. Okay, the first attribute is base unit of measure, so that is 0 base underscore UOM, so that is 0 base UOM. Okay, the next attribute is 0 division,
you told a student to come up.
okay, the next one is root MGNN, so that's MG, so material group, root MGNN minus 01, and when you put in your number be careful. And then the next one is transfer price, which is MU0TRPRI, MU0TRPRI. Okay, now after that I have to change division and material group to navigation attribute descriptions. So let me go back here. Here division and material group, I change it to navigation attribute, and then material group also navigation attribute. So NAV and NAV. So after I'm done with that, what I have to do is I have to activate my material characteristics. Okay, I will activate my material characteristic now. I say okay. Description, I have entered description, 0 division and material group. Let's see what happens. Activate in spite of warnings. Yes, warnings are fine. So now you see I have created the characteristics. So if I close the key figures, I have the characteristics and I'm done. All I have to do is I have to take a screenshot of this one, print screen, and I have to paste it in my Word document. So I go down and view 100%. So I go down here and I paste my second one and I'm done. Okay, so that's it. So you know now how to create info objects, key figures and characteristics, and which are part of data modeling.